Here we are at the range again today at my friend Jimmy's house in Afton, New York, and today we're going to be featuring this. The Winchester model 9422M, which is a 22 Magnum lever-action tube-fed rifle. There is no loading gate on the side, as 22 cartridges tend to be a little bit on the flimsy side, so it's always better to have them tube-fed. This particular model was built in 1998. Comes with a standard rear sight with a shrouded bead in the front. Overall weight on this gun is about 8 pounds. It's fairly crisp when you shoot it, but it's also, to be quite honest, it's not exactly the most fluid gun when you're firing this thing. It does take a little bit of work to get this loop into action. It's a lot of force coming down, a lot of force coming up. Because of the 22 Magnum, it does have a pretty decent amount of expansion in the brass, so every now and then you do get a failure to eject out of these models, but for what they are a hell of a lot of fun. Retail on these, I'm not sure, is probably somewhere between $425 and $500 if you can find them. Like I said, I've had this one for probably since it was new, so probably going on 20 years. And today we're going to throw some rounds down range and see what we can do with it. We have a target about 150 feet up ahead that was supplied to us by High Caliber Targets. You can find the link below. And we'll see what we can do with this one. The Winchester 9422M. Got 11 rounds in this thing. We'll see how she does. Tell you, not bad, except like I said, it's either the relative newness of the gun because it hasn't had a lot of use in the years, or it's just a very, very stiff rifle. This is not the kind of rifle that you're going to use for cowboy action shooting, at least not sending this without sending it to Doug Turnbull and having him do a complete lever job on it. But I tell you, it's a lot of fun, very accurate rifle. It's got a lot of power to it, and it's nice and tight. You don't feel any squeaks, any rattles in it. Overall good performance. However, firing it multiple times, a lot of use, you start feeling it right here. So always make sure you hold on to that front guard.
Winchester model 94 22M 22 Magnum. I'm gonna give it a little bit of a run here.
Nice shooting, buddy.
Did you see that? That last shot, a freaking deer ran right across, right in front of the target.
There he goes again.
That's another one. The first one was bigger. He jumped right, his chest went right across the steel target.
I hope to God it was between the camera and the target, because that camera's running up there.
I don't know if it was there or not.
I think it was probably this side of the camera.
Oh God.
That scared the shit out of me.
I scared the shit out of the deer too. All right, let's give it a quick analysis of it while this is running. Almost went inadvertent hunting trip today. From a bench, the 22 is very, very accurate. But like anything else, as long as you have to manipulate your arm up and down, gives you a little bit of problem. But overall, not a bad little shooter. Alright, so here at the Range Report, we don't sugarcoat anything. The Winchester Model 9422M is a fantastic little gun when it functions properly. It's accurate, it feels good, it's lightweight. The cycle on it is a little bit tight, but the one problem that we were having with it is having failure to eject. We're not sure if it was on account of the cartridge swelling a little bit too much, or the fact that the firing pin stripes the rim of the case on the very top of the cartridge, and there's very little clearance. I'm not sure if it's maybe getting hung up in there a little bit, or if it's an extractor issue. We're going to bring it to a gunsmith, have him look it over, and see if it's a mechanical deficiency that's inherent with the line with just that particular model. Then we're going to try and get it out to the range and compare it against a couple of the other competitors, and maybe even bring in another Winchester 9422M to see if it's inherent in the line itself. But in any event, if you're going to look to spend a good amount of money on a 22 Magnum and lever action, currently standing, I don't think I would put the money into the Winchester. I would probably go with the Henry or the Marlin, especially if you can get a heavy barrel or an octagon barrel. A trapper version of it with a 16-inch, those tend to be pretty popular and pretty reliable, especially from Henry. But that's what we found with the Winchester 9422M. So we'll leave you guys with that little bit of information, and hopefully we're going to have a follow-up video on it soon.